book, ask him to bring the book. Give commands around the objects that are there in the environment. And let the children to say the names. Continue to give commands as long as children show interest. If a child does not understand your command and does not execute the command, you don't have to force him. Don't force the child. Give the same command to the next child. Let him do it. Otherwise, you can tell him what is the object that you mentioned and you can show that object to the child. Sometimes children will know the name in their mother tongue, they will not be able to relate it to English. So then you may have to just say, this is the object. The activity goes on as long as children actively participate. If you see that the interest is fading away, you can say, oh, all of you did very well today. Let us do this activity again some other day. For the day we will wind up. You can say that. Don't write this explicitly, but this is how you deal with the children. Activity 2. This is also a group presentation. You can have 5 to 6 children in the group. You invite them saying, shall we learn some new words today? Call one child and ask him to bring the other children by saying their names. You know who is all ready for that activity. So ask them to bring those children. Ask them to sit on their sitting mats as usual in the form of a semicircle. You sit facing them. Have a list of commands that you want to give for children beforehand. And give the ground rules. The rules are very necessary. Say them, I am going to ask each one of you, do something. Only whose name I call shall do it. Others have to observe what your friends do. So presentation group and activity is individual. Call the child by his name. You can use your own children's name or your neighbor's children's name or your classmate's name. So call one child and say, Savita, please go and stand near P tower. The child goes and stands near the P tower. Call another child and say, will you bring a color tablet? The child who brings a color tablet has to put back after he shows you. Ask him to put back the tablet. Call another child and ask him to show you the work mat. Will you show me where the work mats are kept? Ask another child, bring the dustpan and the brush. Call another child's name and ask him to bring a chowki. Ask the child, please get me a chowki. Continue to give commands as long as children actively participate. Keep on giving commands. If a child doesn't know the name of the material, for example, you say geometrical cabinet. You can go with the child and show him this is the geometrical cabinet. So it would be good if the child is introduced to all this material beforehand and then you give the command. Even if the child doesn't know the name of material, for example, if you ask a child to show you the short bead chain, he may not know, then you can go and say this is a short bead chain. So next round when you give the command, the child can easily associate. Similarly, if a particular child doesn't respond to your command, don't force him to say, did you hear what I said? Do you understand what I said? You have to go and do it. All that you don't have to say. Just pass the command to another child. If you have 5 children in the group, all 5 will get commands and again one more round. Keep it interesting by giving different commands to the children. Don't give the same command and make their life boring. So this is the second activity. Third activity is name lessons.
What's the difference between the first one and the second one?
First one, you are using only the things in the environment other than Montessori environment. The sitting mat is part of our home, so some of the children can bring the sitting mat. The others are all around window, shelf, table, door, fan, tube light, books, etc. They are the materials that are other than Montessori materials. The second activity is focused on the Montessori materials. You saw big tower, round stairs, long stairs, color tablets, napkins, brooms, all that you can give the command around. This is the difference between the first and the second. Got it?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. The third one is a name lesson. Name lesson is another way of enriching the child's vocabulary. You know that with every sensorial material, after the child works sufficiently, we give the names to the child. For example, if you have, say, color tablets or any other thing you can use. This is a book and this is a mobile. I have these 2 things with me. Any 2 things you choose and the name should be contrasting. The child should not get confused with the commands that you give. So you have 2 things here. I have a book and I have a mobile. Name lessons are introduced in 3 periods. First period is for introducing the name. This is done as individual activity and individual presentation. Sometimes you can at best have 2 children, not more than that. So first period you say, call the child and prepare yourself, sit on the mat or on the table wherever you are, and then have 2 objects with you. And then first period you say, whatever child is next to you, say, Akash, this is called book and this is mobile. I will repeat the names again. This is book, this is mobile. So second period what I do is, show me mobile. The second name I use for the command. Because that will be the name which is fresh in the mind of the child. So show me mobile, the child shows. Then keep the book here. The child keeps the book to the place where you have indicated. Then you say, show the book to your friend. She shows us, look at this book. Then keep the book behind you. Teacher says behind him. Then show me mobile. Again. Give me mobile in my hand. Then take mobile and put it on the mat. Open the book. The child opens the book. Then you can say, close the book. friend. Keep the mobile on your lap. Why I am doing this is you should not alternate the commands. Don't give show me book, show me mobile. Show me mobile, show me book. It becomes very routine. So give repeated commands with the same thing, and the child should not be anticipating what you are going to do next. So give a lot of commands where the child can associate the name with the thing you have introduced. At the third period, after you give sufficient commands and help the child to work with that, you point to this. What is this? What is this I am pointing out? Book. What is this? What am I pointing?
Mobile.
When the child confirms the name that this is a book, this is a mobile, your name lesson is successful. So you can offer names with every sensorial materials. Thus enriching the child's vocabulary. For example, if you see today's presentation, thermic slabs, we have marble, we have granite, we have glass, we have wood, we have felt, we have steel, everything. So many names are given to him with this material. Same way with cylinder blocks, you have so many names you give, thick, thin, short, tall, long and short, all that names you give. The child gets introduced to new names via name lessons. Name lessons is one way of enriching the child's vocabulary. The name lessons are very detailed, there are a lot of conditions to follow. I just gave you one small introduction to name lessons. When you choose the object's name should not be contradictory or very close to each other. Or the objects that I choose should not be identical or similar to each other. There should be a lot of contrast. When you introduce the color tablets, you may introduce white and black, but there is a lot of contrast. Don't introduce brown and black. They are almost no kind of confusion possible. So you should choose such objects and offer. If you offer geometrical solids, don't offer ellipse and oval in the same session. So you have to make note of all these things. That we will deal later on. Right now, you know the name lesson as a means of enrichment of vocabulary to the child. So we offer two names in one setting, and if the child shows a lot of interest knowing more names, you can offer one more name to the child. And name lesson is offered as 3-period name lessons. One is the first name. First period, you introduce the name. Like how you meet somebody for the first time, you just say, I am so and so. That is all. If you meet them, I remember the other day I met you. And then you continue your chat with them for some time. No, you say, I'm doing this, I stay here. I have my children are doing this, that, and all. Your conversation goes on for a long time. And next time you find them on your way, you just say, hi, I know you. That's how we do it. So the name lessons are like that. First period you introduce. Second period you give us commands so that the child associate the name with the entity you have given. And third period just point to it and say that this is this. So this is how it is given. This is the positive name lesson. We give the names to the child in this manner. Put in a footnote you can write. Introduce the names with all sensorial materials.
Ma'am, first one is introducing, second one association, and third one confirmation.
Yes. You can use the nomenclature cards. You can use the nomenclature cards. Write as a footnote here. Nomenclature cards can also be introduced in the same manner. If, for example, you have made the envelopes triangle, square, and circle. Those three can be introduced in one lesson. But there is a lot of contrast. There is no similarity between triangle, circle, and square. So that also can be used. First set of cards can be used for main lessons. Fourth activity, classic
Presentation, how do we actually do the invitation and then we do the presentation and then
everything is done in the same manner as invitation, preparation, and presentation.
we imagine two objects and then we write commands after we are introducing it.
Yes.
In just a 3-period way.
Yeah, 3-period units. Choose any two objects. It can be Montessori objects or it can be any other object. You can have a pencil and eraser. You can have book and pad. So anything you want, you can have. We use the lessons as a means of enriching the child's vocabulary with sensorial materials. After every material is introduced, we introduce the meanings to the child. What meanings can be associated with that material? So that the child also will have enriched vocabulary. The fourth one is classified pictures. Lot of classified pictures. You know what is classified pictures? Pictures which are grouped under a particular classification. All that things you can put under one heading. I have this. What is this picture to you?
Frog. Frog.
You have? Yeah. Squirrel.
Earthworm.
Earthworm.
Honey.
Honeybee.
Carpet. Parrot.
Parrot.
Snake. Cat. Fish. Sparrow. Rat. Chimpanzee.
Gorilla. You have all the animals in this. This is the classification of animals.
Pant. Sweater.
Buttons.
Socks.
Buttons.
Muffler.
Skirt.
Jacket. Cap.
Night coat. Yeah. You have all this clothing. This is one classification. Okay. This is all the things you find in the classroom.
Desk. Belt. Scale. Cloak. Book.
Book. They will not disturb.
And
Calendar. The material for counting.
composite.
Template.
Pillows. Pen. Clock. Brush.
These are all the stationary items. So you can have pictures under various headings and you can make all these pictures and keep it for children. So this becomes the source of enrichment. You have to introduce all the names of this, like how we introduce the name lessons. You need not go in detail as 3 period name lessons. Picture cards can be shown now and then to children and introduce the names. Do you remember what we call this? Do you know what is this? Do you know what is this? What do you call this? What is this material? So keep on like flashcards you are offering. Flashcards you know.
Mommy coming here.
These names can be introduced as all these are stationary items. Pen, paint, calendar, tape, chalk, brush, slate, everything can be given. This is all the things that you use as a student or as somebody interested in knowing names. So give all the classified pictures and help the child to enrich vocabulary. You can have classification, fruits, vegetables, green leafy vegetables, the underground vegetables, modified roots. You can do a lot of things. Same way vehicles. You can have 4-wheelers, 2-wheelers. You can have railways, waterways, roadways. Help children to enrich their vocabulary. Introduce as many classified pictures. So write few lines about classified pictures. We can prepare many classified pictures under different captions, like what we find in our kitchen, drawing rooms, garden equipments, things used in the classroom, types of dresses owned by people, means of transport, names of domestic animals, wild animals, musical instruments, part of the body, the food items, the names of birds, all that you see under the sky can be introduced in the form of classified pictures. There's no end for classified pictures. You can introduce as many as need. The presentation is very simple. Invite the children, you can sit on the mat. You have a work mat, bring the classified pictures, take out the pictures from the envelope and show the picture and ask the children if they know them. For example, you have a picture of a hen and the child holy, you have to yes, it is holy in your language, but in English it is called as hen. So you have to introduce all the names to the children. Most of them will be there in our homes. So they will know it. Even if they know in their language, it is okay. You just have to give them the English name for that. Yeah. If any child does not know, you can introduce that. Don't say don't know. Introduce the meaning to the child. also give lists or classified pictures. Children can, once they know how to read it, they can read and match with the pictures.
This is a small group activity.
Yeah, it is a small group. 5 to 6 children can be there.
Activities also group.
Yeah, most of them are group. Only name lesson is individual. The next activity is scenic pictures. Scene, you know, SCENEIN, scenic. SCENIC, scenic pictures. You know what a scene is. For example, if you are here, the scene is that I am sitting on the chair with the laptop in front of me. This is a scene. So if you go to market, you see a lot of people selling vegetables, and that is a scene. Scene is this shape. You have a picture. So this is a scenic picture that I have here. I think you can see it. This is a picture of a village. If you see here, there is a well and ladies are drawing water. There is a man with the bulls. There is some farmers with the axe and spade. There is a person who is plowing the land here using the tractor. There are some people who are working in the field. There is a hut home here. There is a big tree and there are some people. There is a boy sitting on the tree here. You see here the girls are working with skating. So a lot of scope for introducing the names to the child here. This is a scene of a village. So you can have different scenes. For example, this is also a scene where children are working, playing around. You see there is a hole here in the owl is there. There is a boy sitting on the tree with some fruit in his hand. There is a girl hiding here. There is a dog in the picture. There are some boys here. There is a cat here. There are some hens here. There is a bird flying here. So there is a monkey hanging onto the tree. There is a squirrel here. So you can introduce a lot of names with these pictures. So invite a group of children and give the pictures to them. Let them have a look at this scenic picture. Let them go through this picture for a while. And then you start the presentation by asking simple questions around. Do you see a monkey in this picture? Can you spot the owl in this picture?
Go wash your face, wash your hands, and choose which dress you want.
What is the cat doing here? Do you see crow in this picture?
On the bed. Go. Go.
Do you see mangoes here? What is this boy doing here? Ask simple questions later. Try to answer in sentences. This is also called as conversation chart. We have to start conversing with the children about the picture.
We generally ask all the children the questions, or we specifically point a particular child and ask.
Yeah, you can ask, give the ground rules. You want to give the ground rules. Say, I'm going to ask each one of you, say something about this picture. I call the name, you answer. Others, observe what your friend says. So you put that rule in place and then you ask, Gita, tell me if you see a squirrel here.
The pink one, no? Give it.
Manju,
You have to do. You don't need.
can you see the bird flying here?
This boy, no? Give him blue.
Sometimes you can even call the child's name and say, what do you call this bird sitting here in the hole? You can say it.
I'll give him pink. Okay.
So we have a lot of
Abhi, my
scenic pictures, like it's a market where there are people.
Listen.
There's a construction work. A building is being constructed here. Here also you can introduce a lot of names to the children. The scenic pictures are about different scenes. This is a picture of a Pathashala, a school. Where there is a blackboard, you can introduce the name blackboard. The girls are playing in the swing. There is a teacher over here. Children are working with something here, building blocks. So you can introduce a lot of names along it. This is a scene of a house, some activity happening here. See, clothes are hung here. Somebody is watering the plant here. The girl is carrying a bucket and a pot in her hand. The granny with the son. All that can be introduced. This is a bus station. There's a bus here. And there are a lot of passengers, somebody getting in, somebody getting out, all that. This is a picture of a railway station. There's an engine over here, and a lot of people are here. Same way, this is the picture of village.
We also have the children pictures with names on them. Can we have the scenic pictures with names on them?
We cannot have because we are offering to children who do not know writing or reading. All activities are done orally here. Probably when they explode into writing, we can provide them with name slips and they have to go through these pictures and they can place it along those pictures. But initially it is not required. All are verbal activities done here. The child has to observe and find all that details of easily here in the pictures. Collect as many scenic pictures as possible. Today you can have a picture of a bank or a post office or some other important thing like diagnostic lab where people go for getting examined. The scenic picture is another source for enriching the child's vocabulary. Invite a group of children. Collect as many scenic pictures as possible. The scenic picture should be given to children for observing for some time. And then you can start the conversations. Ask simple questions about the things that are there in the picture. Don't ask questions about numbers. How many cows do you find here? Or how many mangoes are there on the tree? Don't ask because children will not know now counting. Don't ask about colors. What color frock is this girl wearing? All that. Your focus should be only on the names.
Please.
At what age do we offer them all these activities?
This is as soon as the children are settled in the environment. And then they can follow your instructions.
बेटा को ध्यान देना है इसके अंदर से ऐसे ही दिखेगा ये यहाँ पे पार्टी में अच्छा
The next virtual engagement is stories and rhymes.
नहीं अच्छा लगेगा इससे